I am making the sleeve to a child's sweater, and I don't want to sew the seam. So I'm going to do a circular in the round sleeve, but there's no circular needle that is just this big. So in order to do tiny circles, you need double-pointed needles. You need 4 or 5 double-pointed needles. In order to do that, I've cast on 20 stitches. I will put 1/3 of the stitches on each of 3 needles. So I'll have 7 on one needle, 7 on another needle, and six on the last needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I want to bring those 3 needles together in a circle, well, actually a triangle. This is my end, so it needs to go near the beginning. I need all my stitches to point down, and all my stitches need to go the same direction. Just start hanging on to all your needles. Start knitting on the first stitch, and you need to pull that up a little bit tight so it doesn't leave a hole, leave a gap in your knitting. That was a knit, purl, knit, purl. I find it easier to knit off of this needle if it is on top of the second needle. Knit, purl, ending with a purl. I need to start with a knit. I switch the empty needle to the right hand, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. There's a kerfuffle in my yarn. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. I started with a knit on the first round. This is my beginning. I know that because this is where my cast on tail is. So I will knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. Bring my needle above the first needle and above the third needle. Just makes it easier for me to hang on to. Bring my empty needle over here to start working with. Knit. Remember how to tell which one to do? It's bumpy, I purl. Smooth, I knit. Bumpy, I purl. I need to do 5 rounds or 1 inch of ribbing, and I will come back and show you how that looks. Okay, there's an inch of ribbing, and many times when you're making sweaters you cast on and do the ribbing with a smaller size needle, and then you get to the main size needle in the body of the work. So to start the main part of the sleeve I need to change from 10s to 10.5, and I need to change the stockinette stitch. So when you work in the round, stockinette stitch just means knit every row, every stitch. Because it's a sleeve, I also will need to increase, but that's something you've already learned. The point here is that it's easy to make a circle, a small circle, with double pointed needles. This is also how socks are made, with double pointed needles and lots tinier needles and lots more stitches.